Hey, I'm Russ Jones. Welcome back to Smoky Ribs. Valentine's Day is only 2 weeks off, and today I'm going to be showing you what I believe to be the ultimate Valentine's gift for your significant other. Let's get started. All right, the gift I'm talking about is simply cooking a meal in your home, but I'm not talking about any meal. I'm talking about a romantic, unforgettable meal, a meal that will rival any high-end restaurant in New York City, New Orleans, anywhere like that. Lobels of New York, they make that all that much more possible. They are purveyors of the best meats in the world. They have been in business since 1840. They are celebrating their 175th anniversary of being in business. They are the creme de la creme. They are the best of the best. All right, Lobels, they sent me two. These are 8 ounce, 2 inches tall. These are Filet Mignons, USDA prime beef. You never see marbling in a filet mignon like this. This is cut from the tenderloin, which is the tenderest, mildest part of beef, period. It's a muscle that's never used in an animal. That's why it's so tender. But this particular cut is going to melt away in your mouth like butter. This fat is actually going to give it some flavor. Most filet mignons that you buy don't have any marbling whatsoever, very little. Take a look at this picture I took today. I went to the store, took a snapshot of what they're selling as filet mignon. There's absolutely no marbling. There is a few little traces of sinew in there. They have it wrapped with bacon to give it some sort of fat to cook in. Not true with this. No bacon needed. This is going to be full of flavor and extremely tender. I'm sure there's people watching that has never ordered any kind of food online, any kind of perishable food. And just to relieve your mind on that a little bit, I'm going to explain to you real quick what you can expect when you order from Lobels. First off, it comes overnight. They ship it overnight. This is the exact box that this came in. And if you notice, they got it marked as perishable. I got a notification in the afternoon that this was shipped. The very next morning at 10 o'clock, it was at my door. All right, inside of this box was this styrofoam box. The meat was in the bottom, and these 2 ice packs, frozen hard. It was still frozen when it got here. Keeps everything nice and cool. The meat is never frozen. It's cold when it gets here. It's refrigerated, but never frozen. Now the scallops, they are frozen. They are actually processed, and they're flash frozen on the ships to really hold in that freshness. I have a buddy of mine, the same buddy on my last video, that shrimps for a living. All the shrimp are flash frozen, and when you get them, you actually have to let them age out a little bit because they're frozen as soon as they hit the decks, and they're that fresh. In order for them to peel correctly, you do have to let them age a little bit. I'll let them age 5 and 6 hours in cold water a lot of times when I get them. So same thing with these scallops. They're processed, flash frozen. So you will receive that frozen. They're still frozen when they get there. So this should relieve any of you that are a little bit hesitant about that. All right, by the way, Lobels, they're offering a great incentive right now. If you order $99 or more from their website, you will receive free shipping. But in order to get this, you'll have to enter a special code when you go into checkout. The code is LOVESMOKYRIBS. I'll also have this in the description box along with some links. This combination I have here, filet mignon and sea scallops, they also sell that as an option together. Just the way I received it, they have a lot of options. Just go in there. I encourage you to go over there and take a look and see what all they have. You cannot beat free shipping. You see what they go through to get it to your front door. So that's a pretty good bargain. All right, it's time to go ahead and get this rocking. So the first thing I'm going to do on these gorgeous steaks is I'm going to apply salt and pepper. You want to get all sides. Go on with some black pepper. All right, just kind of pat your seasonings in. All right. We're going to flip it over to the other side, and we're going to be doing it around the edges as well. All right, what I'm doing now is I'm putting a coat of canola oil on these. I'm going with canola because the smoke temp on it is much higher than olive oil, and plus it really carries no flavor of its own. Just real quickly, I'm going to apply just a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper around here. For the most part, it all stayed on there, but I see where a little bit did get knocked off. Now, the reason I'm doing it this way instead of putting oil into my skillet is because if you got a lot of oil in there and that skillet is some kind of hot, you're going to end up with a lot of smoke in your kitchen. So you want to take these, place them right on a very hot skillet. You see it smoking. And this is a sizzle you want to hear. Don't touch them. Don't move them. We're going to let them sear for 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to be watching them. I'll determine when to flip them. I've also got my oven preheating up to 375 degrees while I'm searing these bottoms and sides. All right, so we've been going about 2.5 minutes. We're going to flip them over and do the other side. Look at the beautiful crust on that. All right, let's take a look at our other side. Beautiful. Now we're going to do our ends. After I get all my ends done, I'm going to place this into my 375 degree oven. And for the thickness of these steaks, I'm going around 7, no more than 8 minutes. And I'm trying to come up with a medium rare. All right, I've developed a pretty good looking sear on this. We're just going to lay these back down. I've cut my fire off on the stove. Skillet retains a lot of heat. That's why these cast iron skillets are perfect to do this with. Now I'm going to take this and we're going to put it in the oven 7 to 8 minutes. All right, we have been going 8 minutes exactly. Let's take them out, see what we got. Ooh, ain't they beautiful. All I'm going to do is take another piece full and just lightly tint these. Just like this. We're going to let these rest for a good 10 minutes while we're doing these scallops. All right, these are the beautiful sea scallops that Lobels sent out. These were sustainably harvested. They have no chemical additives, no anything, just the way they came out. Like I said, they were processed on the ship and flash frozen to preserve freshness. What I'm going to do is take paper towels. I'm just going to try to blot out as much moisture as I can for the mere fact these two are going to be pan seared in oil, pretty hot. So you know what water in a hot pan will do, a lot of spatter. So we're trying to minimize that. Going to take and just simply salt and pepper is all you want to do to these. Got sea salt going on, cracked black pepper. I'm going to flip all these over, add a little salt and pepper on the back sides as well. When you're dealing with food of this quality, salt and pepper is all that's required. I just lit the fire on this pan. What you want to do is get this pan really hot. You don't want to go crazy hot. I'm going to go kind of a medium hot. And once again, we're going to be adding canola oil. This time I'm actually adding just a thin layer in the bottom. I'm going to be stacking these scallops around. We'll be right back. All right, you know your pan is hot enough when you take a little water and it evaporates instantly. You see that? It is time to add in a little of this canola oil. This oil will heat up almost instantly. Now we're going to lay in our scallops. You want that sizzle. And this time we're just going to put a sear on the bottom and the top. By the time that happens, these are going to be cooked. We're going to let these go about 2 minutes on each side. Let's take a look and see what we got and flip these over. Oh yeah, that's what you're looking for. That caramelized. It's going to add a great flavor, and it's actually going to sweeten these up a little bit. All right, so this is the fun from doing these scallops. You want to take a really good wine. If you'll look right here, I have a Pinot Grigio. This complements seafood very well. You never ever want to use a wine that you wouldn't drink. If you see a bottle of wine in your store and it says cooking wine, stay away from it. It means it's not fit to drink. I've got my fire turned off. Wine has alcohol in it. This is going to deglaze the bottom of this pan, and we're going to be picking up all of this fond. I would say I have somewhere around 1/3 of a cup. Now I've got my fire back on, but on very low. We just want to start bringing this up to a simmer. Now you want to take and deglaze this pan really good and pick up all of this fond. That's where all the flavor is at. Going to add in about 1 tablespoon of garlic, about 1 tablespoon of shallot, and about 1.5 tablespoons of fresh parsley. This parsley came out of our herb garden. Very aromatic and very fresh. So I'm going to go ahead and add in probably about another half a cup of white wine. We're going to reduce this just a little. Alright, so I'm going to let this reduce down some to concentrate these flavors and make sure all the alcohol is burned out of this wine. You don't want to leave the alcohol flavor in this wine. It's really displeasing when it's on a sauce like this. We're going to add in about a tablespoon of capers. We'll squeeze the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. It's a pretty good size lemon. Got the juice of an orange going in. That's 1/2 of an orange. Alright, so I'm going to be adding in probably around 2 tablespoons of this European style unsalted butter, and that's what's going to thicken it up. Now I did allow this butter to come up to room temperature. It's going to give us a really nice consistency. Now once you add this butter, if it's still not up to the desired thickness you want, just add you some more. Alright, so you want to adjust your salt and pepper. I did not salt this or pepper it from the beginning, because of the salt and pepper that was in that fond from the scallops. It did need a touch. Alright, we are done. Filet Mignon. I've already cut into this to see how we did. I would call that a medium rare, just what I was shooting for. Now what I just topped this with is a black truffle butter. This has truffles from Italy. These are Italian black truffle, the best in the world. This is going to really give this an unreal flavor in conjunction with this already really good meat. Going to taste a little taste of this. Oh man. I'm going to treat this little tub like liquid gold, because that's exactly what it is. I just warmed it up in the microwave to where I could pour it directly on a steak. This is a fine compound butter. All right, now here I have the scallops that I've got the wine reduction I did. Sea scallops are absolutely delicious. The wine reduction I made, I highly recommend it. Overall, I would call this exactly what I said earlier. This is a romantic, unforgettable meal. Hope you go to Lobels, check them out. Don't forget the promo code, Love Smoky Ribs. Until next time, Smoky Ribs.